Right, good afternoon, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me for a semi-impromptu unboxing video. As always, let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. Hopefully I've got the microphone turned on this time. Last unboxing I did, I forgot to turn the microphone on. But yeah, let me know if you can hear me and you can see me okay. And we're going to dive in and we're going to unbox Carpe Diem. Now this is... it's not officially labelled as the second edition, but this is the new edition of the game. If you look on Board Game Geek, you will see a very different front cover for the original version of the game. This is by Stefan Feld, published by Alia, distributed in the UK by Ravensburger, who were kind enough to send me a copy of the game. Thank you very much for letting me know that the audio and the visual is okay. The text looks a little bit big in the chat window. But anyway, I'm curious to know, have you played this game? Stefan Feld is a designer who I have more games of in my collection than anybody else. I have most of the Stefan Feld games. I don't have this one. Now, what I can tell you about this game, from what I know about it, is when it came out, there were some issues with the game. Now, I don't know exactly what the issues were, so I'm going off my memory here, and this is about 2 years ago. I'm sounding healthier, yes. I'm getting 5% better each day, which is good. I'm still not right though. So yeah, if you know about the issues and you are watching this live, let me know what the issues were, because from my memory there were two things. First of all, there was a problem with the graphic design or the artwork or something like that, but there was also a rules issue. And I believe, and again this is going back from my memory, that shortly after the game came out, they released a rules update which fixed a part of the game or changed a part of the game. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, this is the new edition. Now, all I know about the new edition, different box, completely different box cover. You couldn't get much more different in the box cover from the original one. But they've also updated I believe, the artwork and the graphics and everything else. And it wasn't that long ago that the original game came out. I think it might have even only been 2 years ago. So there was obviously enough problems or criticism about the game that they've done a new version. So we have multiple rule books if you want to learn how to speak German, French. What's this? This is a strange language that I've not seen before. Oh, that's English. I'm gonna guess Italian. Or is that one Italian? One of these might be Spanish. I'm not sure. Anyway, we have multiple rule books. And if you're wondering why publishers, because you might think this is a bit of a waste, and it is a waste for you to have rulebooks in 5 languages. But the reason for this is if they didn't do this, it means that they can basically print X number of thousand copies of this game, and that's suitable for all countries. Whereas if they were to print, 2,000 English ones and 1,000 Italian ones and 1,000 German ones, what happens if the Italian ones don't sell? Suddenly they're left with 1,000 Italian copies of the game and can't do anything else. So by doing this, it means they've basically got, this game can go to anywhere and it'll be fine. Anyway, that's the reason why, if you're wondering why. Andy's waiting for the first emoji rule set. Yes, it has been talked about before. So let's have a look at what we get in the box first. We got some punch boards with some tiles on. Now, somebody did tell me they found these a little bit dark. Let me know. It looks a bit dark on my screen. It could just be the angle of my monitor. We got some cards, got some little mini European cards. We've got a board that I'll have a look at in a minute. And we got some more punch board in here. Okay, quite a bit. So there's the box. Let's move the box to one side. We got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sheets of punch board. Right, let's have a look at the main board first. Okay, Introduzione is Italian. Introduction in Spanish. Right, fantastic. Okay, so we have a board. Now, as you can see, it's not sitting flat. It's going to need a bit of reverse bending. And you've all seen what's happened in previous unboxing videos, so I'm going to try and be careful here. Just don't get too excited, Paul. Just bend it back very, very carefully. I'm not going to make that mistake again. Okay, so there we go. Let's put that way around. And as I say, I don't know how different this is to the original version, but I've heard that this is a different graphic design, different artwork, whatever. So I don't know why these were separate from these, but let's have a look at these. So I believe each player has their own player board, which is this. I'm just going to punch it out. Yep, that punches out okay. So this card here, this card stock, is thinner than most other games that I've punched out recently. It is fine, but it's not as thick as you get in some other games. That's a little bit, you see that's bending quite a bit. So the core here is a cheaper kind of cardstock, because the thicker cardstock doesn't bend as much. So each player will have a player board. We then have some extra bits. I'm just going to punch these out, see how these come out. Okay, so these are punching out fine, and I'm fine. The quality of these is the same thickness of punch board, but this is fine for this. In fact, is it the same thickness? No, it's thicker. Right, okay, so there's two types of punch board in this game. We have the punch board that's used for these, which is actually pretty thick. That's a decent, that's standard size punch board, I would say. Whereas the punch board for the player boards, I mean, it isn't the flimsy, thin card that you used to get in some games, but it's definitely thinner. So the cardstock for these is thinner. And yes, Tobias says it is available on Yucata. So if you wanted to play this game online, yucata.de has an online implementation of it. And yeah, I've not tried it yet. So I've not played this game before. As I say, I remember when it came out and people were talking about it, and I remember this rules issue. Now, these aren't punched out. This is unfortunate. This does happen sometimes. But the punching on these, as you can see, is offset by quite a bit. It's annoying. It's one of those things. But the important thing is the bleed on the print, it's still within the area. So even though it's nowhere near centered, when I punch it out, it's still all there. And even when I punch the coins out, even though, yeah, it's not centered, it doesn't look great. You know, if I'd have bought this, I possibly would ask for a new print sheet. But to be honest, these days, I don't bother. I remember used to doing that. I remember getting punch boards that were really far out and complaining about it. I remember back in the 80s, I think my version of Warrior Knights that I bought was really badly punched out. But yeah, that's not ideal. That's quite a bit out. That's like 1 or 2 mil out. But, you know, as I say, as long as it's punched in, you can still see that's a coin. It looks fine. It looks fine. Right. So yeah, I don't know why these came separate. And are they a bit dark? Yeah, they possibly are a little bit dark, but we'll see. Anyway, lots of cards, lots of tokens. I can't tell you what any of this does because I've not played it. Let's now move on to the cards and have a look at the quality of the cards. So we've got 2 decks of cards. I'm going to open one of them. Have we got a little tab? Oh, we do. Well, that's always nice. I don't have to fumble around with my teeth. So let's check the quality of these cards. They feel a little thin. They're not too thin. Let's just try shuffling them and see how they go together. Yeah, okay. So they're okay. They're not particularly thick, not particularly thin. They're okay. Artwork and graphic design. Well, that's fairly clean, isn't it? You get that, you get 2 points. And these are fairly clean. They've just got. Oh, so these must be victory point cards. Yeah, okay, right, so that's those. And let's have a look at these. These look a bit more interesting. Again, this isn't going to be a very informative unboxing because I don't actually know how to play the game, but these look fairly clear. Do that, get that. Oh, chickens. Chickens and fish. Right, there you go. We've also got some wooden components in the game. Let's just have a look at these quickly. So 2 types of wooden components in the game. We've got these ones, which appear to be like resources, chickens, fish, grapes, and everything else. And we've got some discs, which presumably are the player colours. Which is colour blindness an issue? Because these are the traditional 4 primary colours, blue, red, yellow, green, which I've been told is not good colours to use for colour blindness. So yeah. So the mystery is in the chat saying that they changed the colour on the back of some tiles to differentiate them better. That rings a bell. That rings a bell. There we go. So we now have, it's very easy now to tell these apart. We have black and we have white. So I don't know what it was before. Was it like 2 shades of brown or something like that? which I've seen in other games. You know, was it Castles of Burgundy that has 3 different shades for yellow or brown or something like that? So yeah, it looks like we've got white tiles and black tiles, so you can definitely tell them apart. Comes with some Ziploc bags. That's all good. And that's everything. So yeah, as I say, just a quick unboxing video to show you what the new edition is like. I can't compare it to the old edition. I should have got some pictures on screen really, just to show you what the old one is like. But yeah, I'm curious if you've got the first edition, how different it looks to this one. And let me know what you think about this game. Where do you rate Carpe Diem in Stefan Feld games? As I say, big fan of his. I've got loads of his games. Haven't tried this one yet. Yeah, and quite exciting. I'm recording this on 16th of September, Thursday afternoon, and I'm doing this unboxing video, and straight after this is finished, I'm going to go and be taught how to play New York City, which is a new Stefan Feld game. It's number 3 in the City collection that will be coming out from Queen Games, and this afternoon I'm learning how to play. So that is what I'm doing this afternoon. But for now, I'm going to disappear. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to all of my Patreon supporters for funding the channel. If you like the content that I create, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/gaming rules. I don't just do unboxing videos, I do other videos as well, but at the moment, just a couple of quick unboxing videos. And I will be back later in the week. What have I got on tomorrow night? Tomorrow night is Puerto Rico. So if you are interested in seeing a tutorial and playthrough of a game from over 15 years ago, that's happening tomorrow night on the channel if you're interested. Ian's just popped into chat. I was saying good things about you earlier on, Ian, but thank you very much for popping in. Good to see you in the chat. And yeah, we're going to wrap things up. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all soon. Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.